Hi everyone, I'm Dhruv Marathi of Government Engineering College Ajmer here to give my seminar presentation. But before that, I want to thank my mentor, Mr. Deepak Gupta sir, for guiding me on this, and also to Mr. Ravinder Singh sir for providing me this platform to give my seminar presentation in such difficult times. The topic of my presentation is predictive data dissemination in VANET. The table of contents are introduction, techniques, applications, future work, conclusion, and references. We start with the introduction. VANET, Vehicular Ad Hoc Network. It is a new technology, but before we go into the introduction, I want you to get the example which will help you to get the overview of the VANET. We all know in winter times, a lot of vehicles get crashed or caught in the accident. It happens due to the poor visibility which is caused by foggy conditions. It delimits the vehicle driver to communicate to the other vehicle by distorting the seeing senses of him. So, how can we overcome this? VANET is a possible solution for that. VANET provides a solution such that it provides a communication link between two vehicles traveling in a proximity of their age, which is specified in the VANET. So VANET provides a security and a path secure enough so that we can reach our destination in an optimal time. So what is VANET? VANET is type of an ad hoc network which offers facilities like security, traffic proficiency, driving ease, and etc. Traffic information is especially useful for driving while such an accident alert or else traffic jam alert. In ad hoc networks, data transmission is usually performed by multi-hop communication in which high-speed vehicles act as a data carrier. Vehicles are forced to navigate a defined route depending on the route layout and traffic conditions. In an ad hoc network, delivering data to multiple stores is a very complicated job. The biggest challenges in an ad hoc network is to gather information such as accident, speed limits, road obstacles, road conditions, traffic conditions, and commercial advertising. For safety and convenience, in many diffusion techniques, the vehicles transport the package until it finds another vehicle heading towards destination, and at that point passes the package to that vehicle. Here we can see the basic layout of an VANET. Here we can see a bus is communicating with a car so that there may be no deadlock or any chances of accident may be avoided. Also, we can see there are two types of communication which is also added in the VANET, which are vehicle infrastructure communication and inter-infrastructure communication. Vehicle infrastructure is to help the vehicle that is traveling in an area where low network is available. It will help them to communicate or locate building like hospital, restaurant, which will be their need. Also, there are inter-infrastructure communication, which are RSU to control room. It is used to optimize the traffic conditions, so the traffic jams can be avoided. Predicted data distribution in VANET. VANET enable intervehicular data exchange that has a great potential to help resolving numerous issues on our roads, such as the dissemination of information, traffic conditions, infotainment data, and other delayed torrent data. While disseminating data within a certain area of interest, the flooding scheme provides the best delivery ratio, but it suffers from the well-known broadcast storm problem. To overcome this, a protocol that takes the advantage of the GPS with integrated maps is formed. Using the data from a map together with its predictive mechanism, the data sender elects the further nodes that will rebroadcast the information. It works in both urban and highway scenarios. Once it has the snapshot, the sender chooses the further rebroadcasting vehicle. A set of simulation experiment was conducted and results show that the found scheme alleviates the broadcast tone problem. Techniques. The first one is network coding in multi-RSU network, or we can say VANET. The uses of RSU roadside units acting as a buffer point in VANET alleviates the interment vehicle-to-vehicle connectivity problem. However, due to the vehicle mobility and the short RSU transition range, a vehicle dwells short time inside an RSU. Nevertheless, quick response from the RSU servers helps a driver to make a quick decision while driving. Network coding is known to be efficient for broadcasting multiple data items in a single packet by encoding requested data items based on a cache information of the vehicles. Applying this technique improves the broadcast performance of an RSU in terms of minimizing the deadline missed ratio of generated results by vehicles and reducing the response time of serving requests by the RSU server. Here, it is shown the working of the network coding technique. Here, we can see the architecture which depicts the overview of the network coding based request service model. Here, it is a database which stores all the information that is stored in the form of cache information, in which request channel and response channel are the two major parts of it. Here we can also see an interconnected RSU network which helps in maintaining that model. The second one technique used in predictive data distribution is clustering and probabilistic broadcasting. With the aim to guarantee the stable and reliable communication between nodes, a clustering algorithm is first represented according to the driving direction of vehicles, by which vehicles could exchange their data in a clustered way with sufficient connection duration. Each cluster member forwards the received packet to its cluster head with a calculated probability which is associated with the number of times the same packet is received during the one interval. When receiving the sent packet, the elected cluster heads towards and continues to decimate it toward the transmission direction. Here we can see the one cluster network topology, how it works and how it can be used. The second technique after the clustering is DTP and DDP, which is delay tolerant and predictive data dissemination protocol. A protocol that uses GPS with integrated maps by means of the map data in conjunction with the predictive mechanism. The sender of the data selects additional node to reproduce the data. Also, the procedure worked on both municipal and highway roads. In this, it uses GPS. The projected model can gather the essential data and further decimate information about events. After the data has been transmitted, the algorithm selects at most one network or vehicle in each road and different road direction to transfer the data. However, to achieve this, the protocol requires further delay so that the data sender can collect responses from other nodes in the sender area. Key returns of this approach is the procedure itself is adaptive and can be used in both municipal and highway areas. Here we can see the scenario of an example depicting the DTP and DDP. Here this symbol represents the vehicle that depicts an event. This immediate sorry rebroadcast vehicle. This a road broadcast vehicle transmission coverage. So we can see it is a transmission coverage or range of the transmission that can happen. In this we can see there is a vehicle, it may get an accident or it may suffer from a stoppage of the vehicle which depicts an event. So we in, inform the other vehicle around it. So this example depicts how the DTP and DTP work. The next model is VADD, Vehicle Assisted Data Delivery. In this, its mechanism shows to first to find out the next forwarding direction with probabilistically the shortest delay. To do that, we have to estimate the packet forwarding delay between two adjacent intersections based on traffic statistics. Second, use the probabilistic method to estimate the expected delivery delay from current intersection to the destination. Third, after using that formula, we generate a linear equation system and solve it by Gaussian elimination. Here we can see the example and the calculation which are going to be made when used with this model. Output of this model is a priority list of the ongoing direction of the packet forwarding. After that, the subsequent technique is trustworthy event information. In this, the trustworthiness of exchange messages is very important since a fake message might incur catastrophic accident on the road. In this, our estimate trustworthy event information while mitigating message modification attack and fake message generation attack. This scheme attempts to suppress those attacks by exchanging the trust level information of adjacent vehicles and using a two-step procedure. In first step, each vehicle attempts to determine the trust level, which is referred to as truth telling probability of adjacent vehicle. Here you can see that it is first identifying its trust level. After that, doing this step, the truth telling probability is estimated based on the average of opinion of the adjacent vehicles, and it applies a new clustering technique to mitigate the effect of malicious vehicles on this estimation by removing their opinions and outliners. Once the truth telling probability is determined, the trustworthiness of given information is determined in the second step by applying a modified threshold random walk TRW to the opinions of the majority group obtained in this first step. So here we can see first the trust level is determined. After that, the probability of that trust level of all the information gathered is determined. After that, we made certain calculation so that even in the occurrence of an event, it can be the disruption of the traffic or the other vehicles can be saved from that event. Application of VANET. There are majorly two types of application of VANET: road safety application and traffic management application. Road safety application aims to avoid the risk of car accident, and it makes the driving safer by distributing information about obstacles and hazards. The basic idea behind it is to broaden the range of perception of driver, allowing him her to react much faster thanks to the alert reception through the wireless communication. For that we can use an example that we used earlier in winter time. If we get the information earlier, since we are not getting it with the help of our seeing ability, if we get the information earlier, we can avoid getting crashed or caught in an accident like this. After other than this, traffic management. This also helps in avoiding us from getting stuck in a traffic jam, which is very common in nowadays. Since number of vehicles are getting grown up each day by each day. In this traffic efficiency and management application, it focuses on optimizing the flows of vehicle by reducing the time taken by vehicle and situation of avoiding traffic jam. Application like enhanced route navigation, guidance, lane, merging assistance, and traffic light optimal scheduling are intended to optimize the route. The third type of application, which is not mentioned here, is also to get the information to the vehicles. For example, if we are traveling in a countryside where network problem is there, so we are not getting any network. So how can we find certain places like hospital in in time of emergency, and how can we find other things like restaurant? So in that case, if these building or this infrastructure is around our vehicle, we can get the alert by the help of VANET. So it is also the third type of application which we can get from VANET. One type of application uh, which is developed in the form of algorithm is SAI, Safety Application Identify Algorithm. Vehicular safety application have much significance in preventing road accidents and fatalities. An algorithm that uses the concept of QoS, quality of service, class identifier QCIS, along with dynamic adaptive awareness range. Furthermore, we investigate the impact of background traffic on the proposed algorithm. Finally, we utilize MAC layer element in order to fulfill vehicular application requirement to extensive system level simulation. The results show that by using an awareness range of up to 250 meter, the LTE system is capable of fulfilling the safety application requirement for up to 10 beacons with 150 vehicles in an area of 2 into 2 kilometers per square. This algorithm reduces the amount of vehicle application traffic from 21 Mbps to 13 Mbps, while improving the probabilistic of end-to-end delay being less than or equal to 100 ms by 20%. Lastly, use of MAC-layer control elements brings the processing of messages towards the edge of network, increasing capacity of the system by about 50%. Here it is shown a model vehicle which is equipped with VANET at its fullest. Here we can see a forward radar, event data recorder, positioning system, communication facility, rear radar and computing platform. Rear radar for backside vehicles and front radar for front side vehicles. And here it is also human machine interface where the driver can see these information. Real traffic database evolution of vehicular traffic environment. Vehicular traffic environment and location-centric data dissemination have been critically reviewed for identifying future design issues in location-centric data dissemination in VANETs. Traffic environment analysis helps in incorporating the behavior of physical parameters and weather condition into data dissemination design. This classified study of location-centric data dissemination techniques assist in identifying appropriate techniques for specific ITS application and suitable traffic environment, as well as gives clear insight to researchers in understanding and differentiating various geocast routing protocols. Here it is an example of its working. Here the vehicles are sharing its own data with each other so that a proper real data technique is being used to its fullest. Future work of VANET. The future work includes certain points: intermediate connectivity, the control and management of network connection among vehicles and infrastructure. It is a key challenge. To overcome that, the high mobility of vehicles or high packet loss in vehicular network must be avoided. Second, high mobility and location awareness. Future awareness require high mobility and location awareness of the vehicles participation in communication. Therefore, each vehicle should have the correct position of other vehicles. Third, heterogeneous vehicle management. In the future, there will be a large number of heterogeneous smart vehicles. Therefore, management of them are critical. Fourth, and the key one is the security. There is always a risk to the privacy of user data, content, and location. The vehicle communicating within the infrastructure should allow user to decide what information should be exchanged and what information should be kept private. Privacy should be assured by examining sensitive data locally. Support of network intelligence. Last point of the future work. In future VANETs, there will be a large number of sensors installed in vehicles, and the edge cloud collects the pre-processes the collected data before sharing them with other parts of the network. For example, conventional cloud server. Other than this, there may be future work, but these are the most vital and key future work that has to be developed in the VANET. Now, at last, conclusion. Wireless automobile communication is an important and effective technology for future smart transport systems, smart vehicles, and also for smart infrastructure. The dawn of automobile grids open up many applications that includes vehicles with the capability to create wireless communications and manage networks and help user drive more safely and more efficiently and in a fun way also. Because innovation relies much on technical support, innovation must be heavily involved in distribution, and there are many interesting research issues that have not been addressed in many areas. Over the past decade, VECNets have been considered progress in research and related technologies and have attracted significant interest in several research communities such as transportation, wireless communication, and networking. This presentation describes the key feature of vehicle system, building information, legal regulations, protocols, applications, and future process. It also tries to analyze and assess the key ideas of how to overcome with the context data decimation and how to reduce the amounts of transferred and stored data in vehicular cooperation environment. References. These are the references which I used to build my seminar. I sincerely thanks them all. Thank you. And if you have any queries, you can comment in my comment section. Stay safe and stay home.